Hello guys, welcome back to Noob Nerd, and today we're going to be doing a review of the first episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6. I'm trying something different now. I'm going to be trying to do weekly reviews for a show, any show, but of course comic book Marvel show, and I might be also doing a Krypton weekly series of reviews when that comes out next month. Like, that'll be a cool mix, Marvel reviews and then DC reviews. Just to balance it all out, eh? Keep everyone happy. But yeah, let's just talk about this premiere. I think we've been waiting for this for a year and a half. Of course, they delayed it, I think, because we weren't sure if it was going to be the final season or not. Also, Endgame, so they didn't want to complicate things with that. All that good jazz. But really, as I've said before, check out my trailer reaction and Ghost Rider news of the TV show spin-off. The link to that will be in the description or up there as a card or something. Already plugging. But yeah, as I've said before in those videos, Age of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't need the MCU anymore. In some cases you could say the MCU was holding it back, and now that the TV division is kind of separate now, mostly, I think Disney Plus is going to be the center of all that Marvel connective tissue. I think here we can just focus on S.H.I.E.L.D. and these characters, these agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. who are oh, excuse my ears, bloody hell, they bloody hurt, just like May's was, or just like Yo-Yo's was at the end. Yeah, just as Coulson said before he died, he says they're all heroes in their own right. You know what I mean? That's what you go. I mean, so, and they're all good characters, well developed characters, and let's just start with that first scene where Daisy gets a cool introduction once again. I think she got one before last season. They always gotta give her the main introduction. She's the hero. She is a proper superhero powered person of this all. But you don't really see much of her showcasing it. But of course, budget has to be put into effect. But I think they've raised their game. I think they will see more of Quake as we go along. Here, she doesn't have the most amount of screen time. So you can't really give her the best amount of acting that we all know that she is capable of, like every other actor in the show, even the supporting crew. As we'll move on to them, but let's just talk about Daisy. I like the cool shot where he gets rid of crumples the guns of those guards, alien guards together, and the alien guards just run away because they already know Quake has a reputation in space now. That's what we like to see. But of course, we have that one guy who's tortured by Fitz, and Fitz, of course. Fitz and Simmons, whenever they're broken apart, they're always gonna come back together, even if they seem even more ruthless than they've ever seemed. They're always nice people, always nice. Technobabble used to be not into the action as much, more into the science space, but now they're getting right into the action as well. It's really cool. It's really cool to see their progression as the show has developed. So yeah, Daisy is with Fitz, and the main emotional beats of that is Fitz trying to find Simmons. No, Simmons trying to find Fitz. Getting confused. Apologies. It's been a while. But the wait is worth it. Because constant high quality stuff once again. Yeah, so apart from that cool shot of getting rid of the guns, you don't really see a lot of Quake action, but don't worry, we'll get a fair share. We got plenty last season. Bloody hell. That last fight scene. Oh, imagine if we see Talbot again. I think he's dead. Yeah, I think he's dead. Why did they have to become evil, man? Why did they have to become evil? But yeah, I'm reminiscing about the previous season. This kind of follows through from all that storylines. But it has been a year time jump. Yes, it has been a year time jump. And you see Yo-Yo has developed a relationship with another agent. But of course, they're trying to keep it under down low. But May's smart. Even though she's mostly the brawns. But they need some brains, S.H.I.E.L.D. As Mackenzie says, they need more people on their side. They haven't got a lot of people. But they've gained a few recruitments, but they're getting this guy to set up the S.H.I.E.L.D. Academy. We'll talk about that more. Going off the tangents, that's what I do. So yeah, May's catching on to them. Yo-Yo's I think it's Keller, his name. Yeah. So it looks, what I did notice from this episode, that it looks like they're putting an increased focus on the supporting characters around the main crew, because we all know who the main crew are. But even though Deke wasn't in this, which I didn't actually notice, to be fair. And if you can't notice when a character's not there, they must have done a pretty good job with the characters they did show. So hopefully we see Deke maybe chilling somewhere else. Who knows? But they don't have to put everyone. They don't have to stuff everyone here just because it's a premiere. Got to take your time. Got to do what's best for the story, and that's what these writers are good at. They always know how to pace stuff brilliantly. They don't drag a story for too long, a story arc for too long. They always split story arcs into these seasons now, and yeah, that's cool. We see at the start, the very start of the episode, you see, was it Enoch? Enoch, such a good android. I was such a good dog, but he's he's the typical android character. But the actor is human. Obviously, he's bold. He's bold. What's his bold got to do with it? But he just does such a good job of making you really believe that he is an android, and he's been tasked for 70 years, guarding Fitz as he's in the cryo chamber. But who knows what happened to him when the ship got sliced in half. Of course, Simmons and Daisy and the two other supporting cast that also get a lot of focus, as well as Yo-Yo's new boyfriend. So yeah, they want to have a more new focus on them, because and just as you know, after the episode I did some research, and yeah, it looks like loads of people really did respond to the supporting characters of Davis and I forgot the other person's name, the woman's name who's always with them. Apologies, probably not the best look now that I'm praising them. Not praising them, but they were welcome additions, and it showed that the world wasn't just. There was a bigger world than the characters we all focus on. Even though it's always going to be the ones we love that get the most looking, but it showed that Shield wasn't just these people. Now they were expanding, they were rebuilding once again, and they're trying to rebuild. They're always trying to rebuild, aren't they? But you just love it. But of course, they needed to rebuild after they only do. The episode's called Missing Pieces, and of course the major missing piece is Coulson, and Mac is trying to fill that void. And of course the main scientists, the main clever people are, or Simmons specifically, but trying to find Fitz as well, are out in deep space. So that's why he tries to get new people. But of course in space, Simmons is with Davis and the woman, and yeah, they really like them two. Them two were really welcome additions to the cast last year. So it looks like they're trying to plus that and make the audience love them even more, and trying to make them feel integrated into this team, and not just be on and off things. But hopefully the spotlight, hopefully they don't focus too much on those characters, and they don't focus too much on maybe Yo-Yo's boyfriend does turn out to be a cool character, but we'll see. Got lots of time yet. But of course, there's only 13 episodes this season. I think usually they do 23. I swear they do. Yeah, they usually, but whatever the amount of episodes, I don't mind, as long as the story and execution is there. And right now, it looks like we've got a cool storyline that we're going to follow. Not just finding Fitz. But also on Earth, of course, we see these new. Before we see Mac fully on a mission against something on Earth. Well, these days the threats are not Earth based, not really. Well, they look Earth, but no, they really are expanding. So yeah, Mac he gets of course you get the standard. I like May trying to give the pep talk to Mac, but also Yo-Yo. Mac, of course, he says, "Oh, you could be a different director. You'd have to be the same one Coulson is." You could say that's standard advice that you see in other shows, but of course, with the context of knowing who these characters are and how they've grown, it just makes that all the more satisfying. Of course, I think I've seen a few comments that this episode's once again like other premieres in the other seasons, that it feels like a rebirth, a shaking up of everything we all know, and something you can a person who can come in and start fresh from this point. And yeah, I guess you can, especially season 4. I think that was the biggest example with Ghost Rider. But it's all the more satisfying if you just start from season 1 onwards. And if you're watching this and you haven't watched all the episodes, I don't know what to say. You're doing yourself a disservice. Yeah, but hopefully you haven't, and let's just get on with it. So yeah, let's just get on with the main new threats. It looks like it's going to be first part of the season. Who knows? Who knows how long they'll take? It's only 13 episodes, so yeah. So we have these kids on the basketball field, and they're all of a sudden on the brick wall. Some guy just bloody transports through the brick wall, struggling to get out, and then it's like a it almost feels like dimension hopping. This big muscular dude with a beard, with a gun, shoots down May's helicopters. They try to apprehend him and try to investigate what's going on. Let's see, my computer's off. And after, Mac's like, why didn't you have ground troops there in the first place? We should have had ground troops in the first place. So that's what I was thinking, of course. But it's cool to see Max making mistakes as a director. He's not perfect. Shield are not perfect yet, but they're doing their best. They always do their best. But this time he gets away. I forgot his name, but he's part of a squad of people who also come in through the forest, and they join him. But also the last person that they're trying to get, called Sarge, and that happens to look like Coulson, a different version of Coulson. And Coulson is dead. That's what all the characters think until he pops up right at the end. Is there anything before that I need to mention? I'm not sure. But yeah, what I think of the three characters before Coulson comes in. He was. I don't know what they're trying to do. They're really remaining in mystery. We don't know who these people are. The characters are the Shield is stuffed. Like they just don't know who these people are. They need more people on the case. They need theories. They're trying. I like some of the jokes they're making. You need the stupid theories, but I'm the one who makes them. So I'm gonna tell you something I think is going on, but in the end, Shield don't know what's going on really with these people. But I think many of us are suspecting, who are watching the show, that they might come from different dimensions, and that really is probably the most likely cause, especially after Coulson comes in and he seems to be not knowing what Shield is and stuff like that. It's most likely Coulson from another universe who happens to be evil, or not more evil than he is. Because I think there is I don't think these guys are completely evil. Because you see that big guy, they're not concerned with killing people all left, right, and center. They leave the kids alone. They're just doing their business. They're trying to enact a plan. And it's a destructive plan, but they're not trying to kill kids in the process or anything. And you see that big guy when he gets to the museum place, that he's like, "Oh, get out of the way, kid." So I thought they were gonna do something like with that, with the kid with the balloon, but no, they didn't do anything with that. But yeah, I think those small moments are saying that they're not here just to destroy the world, and they can't. Age of Shield is not gonna do that at that point. They're gonna do something more interesting. And speaking of interesting, for the ship that in space while they're trying to find Fitz, they find the casket, but he's empty. It is empty. So Fitz is not in there. He's somehow woken up before then. Man, he probably would have woken up if the whole ship got sliced in half. He's probably gone with Enoch. Who knows where Enoch is? Hopefully he's not he's been like destroyed by the effects. But they find it on the other half of the ship. He's not there. And I really like the speech when Daisy and talk to everyone. One of the few moments she does have, she's like, "We have to go home, we have to regroup, we've had enough of this." They've been doing this for a long time, and you see the toll it's taking, and even to the extent that they end up arguing with Simmons about whether they should continue on their journey after Simmons finds that little name tag inside the casket. I would have thought someone as clever as her would have seen it already, and she didn't have to go inside it to see the little message or the coordinates. But yeah, she's emotional. That scene is very emotional when she is in the casket. So that's a little bit of a nitpick, but yeah, that relationship is just one of the best love relationships in TV shows at this point in recent history, in my opinion. Wow. So yeah, she's obviously, she feels it in her gut that she needs to go there. They need to carry on in their journey, but they're saying it's in deep space. They can't do that. And you always want to see tension in that way, and hopefully it's not just for this episode. That tension trickles over to other episodes, but of course you want to see them reconcile and find Fitz, obviously. But it's going to be hard for them they're going to be struggling because they're going to be in a place where they've never been, trying to find Fitz. And also Simmons took the other people there, took Daisy and Davis and them lot without their permission. They wanted to go home, but she was like, "No, we have to go now, otherwise it's going to be too late." and I'm kind of on Daisy's side, but you can understand why Simmons is like that, obviously. Especially if you've watched the other previous seasons. But the thing I find really cool is that in the ship they're using to hyperspace jump. Essentially, I'm just going to call it hyperspace using Star Wars terminology. They're using that that teleportation machine that was used last season. That's a cool thing. That's cool that in this 1 year time jump they've used that technology to their advantage, and they're now using it to go through space without much issue. But now hopefully they're probably going to go through some issues. But let's see them escape from it. So yeah, they get found by the Confederacy ship, so we'll see that come back. The Confederacy are back. I find it a fascinating concept. If there are other alien worlds like the Kree and them lot, it would make sense that they would all join forces. And yeah, I found the alien races in previous season, the more the merrier. I think they're really cool, really exciting. They make the show feel different, but also it's really cool seeing the human interaction with them and just being like, we're S.H.I.E.L.D., we can do anything, even if these blue faces are trying to mess it up. That's a really funny comedic thing that can happen, but also it raises the stakes of the situation as well. So yeah, they find the ship. They find Daisy's ship. Daisy and them try to kill the switch, try to power off everything so they don't notice that they're there. But no, they're not stupid. They do notice, but they're just about. Of course, you'd think they'd have like in my Star Wars brain, I think they're just gonna laser it, and essentially it's gonna be too late for them to power on and fly away. The laser's just gonna hit them, but no, they just have normal missiles and cheap. It's a cheap Confederacy. It's not how good the same technology Thanos has. So they just have simple missiles and gives them enough time to escape. They think they're gonna hyperspace to England. Simmons is from England, I guess. That's cool. British representation. We all like that. No, they're gonna hyperspace not to Earth. They thought they was, but then Simmons drops the bombshell. That's a cool cliffhanger to leave by for that space arc. Love that space arc and the Earth arc. That's what we like. Of course, last season we all had all in space in the future, but now they're combining both at the same time, and that feels like a natural progression. But yeah, that's a cool thing to leave off. They're going to the place where they think Fitz could be. Yeah, you see by the end credits scene, essentially, that Fitz is working somewhere. He's trying to make ends meet, but who knows what's going to happen to him, because he was speaking. I didn't notice him when he was speaking another language and his head was turned. They did a good job of using that subtle revealed. Him turning over, and no, the guy speaking another alien language is him. So he's learned the alien language just as Simmons did to read that in scripture inside the casket. That was a funny joke. That was a funny one. So yeah, he's speaking of language. Fitz has injected himself with some kind of weird technology that's making his eyes glow. I always love that glowing effect. Can be used for creepy purposes, but also cool purposes. Seen like Black Mirror and shows like that. So yeah, we're gonna see what's happening with him. Hopefully he's with Enoch. Like, I'm always thinking of the worst case scenario. Imagine like Enoch's like parts have been used for Fitz to survive or something. Oh, that'd be kind of dark. But who knows with the show? The show can pull off dark themes. It can pull off comedic themes. It can do anything, man. Trust me. Yeah. So let's just talk about the last act of the film. It's almost like a film. It's like the space VFX is just brilliant. Just wow. You could say it's even better. Oh, focus. Could say the space effects are better than the Earth effects. Well, Earth, I think they focus on more practical means of doing stuff. You know what I mean? But I really like that cool when it's like the portal. I love portals in anything. But when that guy, so of course they have the three people from the other dimension trying to get the fourth person, but there was also a fifth person who tried to get through. But of course he was trapped in concrete. Yeah, trapped in concrete. That was a cool effect. And of course they have that new guy who's come in. I forgot his name, but he's been tasked at maybe helping out with this mission, but also in the long term creating a S.H.I.E.L.D. Academy. That would be cool to see, especially that would be a cool contrast to last season's almost evil academy, Hydra almost academy. Yeah, that one. That in that secret bunker. Who knows? They might even use that place specifically for S.H.I.E.L.D. Replace the evil academy with the good academy. You know what I mean? So yeah, I forgot his name, but hopefully we get to know more of him as we go along. so I can't remember his name, but I liked his first interaction. But it felt, when he was talking about his own life, it felt a bit forced. But overall, his interactions felt genuine, and he has potential to be a good character. And he's an older character. Of course, after Coulson left, you don't really see much older, middle-aged characters. You like to balance the young people with the old people. Not old people, but you know what I mean. More experienced. And we'll see if he's had connections with Shield in the past. He must have been new people. That's why he's been found by Mac to do this. And I like it when he's like, he's got no heart. How am I supposed to know if he's alive? That guy in the concrete is alive. And of course he does pop up for a bit, and he's like, something's coming. He says some weird alien thing, like pachakada or something. But the potion, I don't know, a potion is coming and it's gonna kill us all, or you're all dead, or something like that. And then he drops the coordinates to where Thingy is, and it's quite ironic how the person with the coordinates of where they're going dies and drops it right into Mac's arms. Kind of convenient, but it happens, you know what I mean? That's something you look back on and you'll be like, okay, that's a bit coincidental, but you need to have a bit of luck, you know what I mean? So yeah, that leads them to Mac and May and them lot, everyone going to the museum where the rest of the squad are. You don't really know much about the other two people except that they might be together. You have the woman and also the bearded, well, they're both bearded men. The younger guy, he calls her Snowflake, so I'm guessing that's a nickname. He calls her girlfriend, like girlfriend nickname or something like that. We'll see. They're trying to. So by the end, it comes apparent that they're not really. They explode the building, but really the whole aim is just it takes a massive load of power to bring Sarge, the fifth member of the group, through, because he's going through a massive truck. They're trying to transport him and inside the truck as he drives and rams through the shield cars. But this is after, of course, the girl has tricked them. He says, "Oh yeah, I'm an innocent bystander. Don't worry about me." Because giving them time to reactivate the bomb, the dimension bomb almost. That was cool. That showed that these guys are clever, not just here to make. That's why they've got. It makes you think again. It's good. They've got a plan. They've got a specific plan. They're not just here to wreck everything up. Not do the typical villain thing. They're smart people. That's cool. That was a cool way of. But I do like also how. I don't know. It's just. What also? Also, you see you see the supporting cast. Keller and the blonde dude, and you think he had some cool funny lines at before the start, but he dies after Coulson, who is Sarge, who comes out of the vehicle, and he's like, "Your shield," but I was like, wait, I'm guessing he's coming after Coulson died, because he's not like, "Hey, you're alive, you're supposed to be the." He must have been a new guy to the shield roster. But yeah, he realizes that she's just lying. She's giving them time to let Sarge come in, and he's holding her, but she's just confident because he knows if he doesn't accept Coulson's demands to let her go, then Coulson's just gonna shoot her. Or shoot him, holding her. And it kind of got. I would have liked the satisfaction of that moment if I didn't see that clip beforehand. I watched it. I was so anticipated. It's been a while since I wanted to have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. trailers clips after so long out. After the show hasn't been on, so I should have just waited for that scene to happen, so I would have been even more surprised that he showed up, or what time he would show up. But yeah, it happened. It's still a cool scene. It shows that he doesn't know what S.H.I.E.L.D. is. He's evil. He's not evil, but like he's gonna do whatever he can. And yeah, it's just him going through the truck, which is almost still. It looks like a human-made truck, so that also lends credence to the idea that he is from another dimension, another Earth dimension, but who knows what they're trying to do. Maybe their Earth got destroyed and they're trying to find a new Earth, trying to bring other people in, trying to save the other people from their dimension and bring them over to this dimension or something like that. At this point it's just speculation, and you see May as everything's foggy. I would have liked to see Slingshot use the fast powers, but of course it's much harder to do so when you got metal arms. I do like the metal arms, but the price of that is not enough, not as much fast movement. Of course, that also that works at that character level, but also a production level, because you don't want to see the cases where it's like, oh wait, why can't you just use her powers to do this? Why can't you use her powers to do that? It makes things more challenging emotionally for the actor, but also for the writers to not just have like a something, a deus ex machina, just something that they can throw into the story and be like, yeah, that solved the problem quickly, but also be like, they do these situations, or why can't you just use that superpower to fix this? It's not a super powered show. That's not the heart of the show. The heart of the show is just the characters, a spy show almost, with sci-fi concepts that or have just elevated themselves as the seasons progressed. But yeah, you see May in the fog of everything when after the explosion, her vision's hazy, so you can tell she's not gonna be fully convinced Coulson's back in some way, shape or form, because she spent that time with Coulson in the beach. And I like that line she said to Mac. It says, "We had more time than we thought we were gonna be," and that was cool. That was a cool line. But yeah, it's gonna be mad to see how May reacts to all this. Yeah, so I think that's all I've got for this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'll try to get better at these discussions as we go on, because this is the first time I've done a review for one episode specifically. But I'll be trying to do Krypton next month, or just do a mid-season whole review if I can't get to that altogether. But I've done episode 1 for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now, so I've got to just carry on doing episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. Or I could do a couple of episodes combined, depending on the time of my schedule, and also if maybe those episodes do work better together to review. And yeah, so yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share, comment below what you thought of this discussion. How could I improve my videos? But also, what did you think, obviously, of the show's premiere? Are you new to the show? Are you a long-time fan, like I am, from the beginning? Yeah, it's always good to hear your thoughts. I'll try to reply to many of them. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.